her body was going on. So I hit her in the back of the arm, and she decked me in the back of the shoulder. So I started pounding her in the back of the head, trying to pound her. I get that skin contact.
How'd you get the blood on your knuckles?
I hit the refrigerator.
You hit the refrigerator?
I'm not going to jail.
I didn't say you were.
On Super Bowl Sunday in February 2022, Florida law enforcement officers responded to a domestic disturbance call at a shared residence where 3 adult siblings and a young child were all living together. The incident was triggered when Crystal became enraged after her family failed to set aside food during Super Bowl preparations, and the frustration rapidly escalated into a violent physical confrontation.
Sister-in-law. I'm confused.
Is she the one on the porch?
Yeah.
Still got a knife on her?
No.
Okay. Well, just hang out right here. Let me talk to her. Miss Crystal?
I'm not going to jail.
I don't want to take you to jail at all. You don't mind if we can talk, though? You don't got a knife or anything, do you?
Oh, shit.
Okay, hey, it's okay.
This is not okay. You're here. You need to go. You need to leave. I want my daughter taken from you. Nothing.
Why would we? Who's trying to take your daughter?
My sister.
Why? Why does she want to do that?
Apparently because I'm violent. She decked me in the back too, so I don't want to hear it.
She what?
She decked me in the back too, so I don't want to hear it.
She hit you in the back?
Yes, after I smacked her in the arm and she hit me in the back. So I went off on her.
Miss Crystal, do you have pockets on you? Do you mind if I look? And then I promise we'll talk, okay? I just gotta make sure for my safety, alright?
There's nothing in there that's gonna hurt you.
I believe you. Okay.
Turn around! Deal with your own fucking self!
I'll deal with it, okay? Why don't you tell me what happened? Take your time. I'm sorry you're so upset, okay? Don't worry about that.
Stay the fuck over there!
You guys go to the road. Don't worry about them. Whenever you're ready, we can talk about
Well,
it.
they were going to get some fucking Super Bowl, and they told them they couldn't have certain stuff because they couldn't eat it. Just as much as they did. So they got this little big ass spread, and they got me a little chicken pot pie, which pissed me off to begin with. So I was asleep. I was like, I can't deal with this shit no more. They're all happy. I'm bunching shit up. They're pissed off. They don't even give a They don't give a fuck about nothing. They kept pissing me off. Everything's good for them. They don't even give a fuck about me.
Which one's your daughter? Is she out there?
No, she's inside.
She's inside? Is she okay?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about her either.
Are you guys all living together?
Yeah.
I'm sure that makes tensions run super high. You guys got an argument about the Super Bowl spread. What made you think that they wanted to take your daughter or anything from you?
Because that's what happens every time I get an argument with anybody. They want to take my kid.
Well, you know it's not their decision to be allowed to do that. What happened where she knocked you in the back of the head? Tell me a little bit about that.
Back of the shoulder. I walked by and I was like, she just being a smart ass. I'm tired of it.
What was she saying to you?
She was saying to me that her body was going on. So I hit her in the back of the arm and she decked me in the back of the shoulder. So I started pounding her in the back of the head, trying to pound her. I get that skin contact.
How'd you get the blood on your knuckles?
I hit the refrigerator.
You hit the refrigerator?
I'm not going to jail.
I didn't say you were going to the jail. You hit her in the back of the arm because of y'all's argument, and so she hit you back.
It's sister thing. I told her if I'm going, she's going too because she hit me too.
So what happened after that?
She told me that I wasn't welcome here no more.
Where's she at?
Probably not. Probably inside somewhere.
So what happened after y'all's little altercation?
Jake called the cops.
Then you came out here, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get it all figured out. Just give me a minute. Let me figure it all out.
I said the truth.
That's okay. Just smoke you a cigarette. Okay. Who was inside with her?
All of us. All of us.
Crystal struck her sister Melissa during the altercation, and later admitted this unprompted to responding officers, a spontaneous, self-incriminating statement that became the foundation of probable cause. Crystal then retrieved a steak knife from a kitchen drawer and issued a verbal threat. Under Florida Statute Section 784.011, this constitutes assault, an intentional threat coupled with the apparent ability to act. The knife elevates the charge from misdemeanor battery to aggravated assault under Florida Statute Section 784.021. A third-degree felony in Florida, carrying a maximum sentence of 5 years in state prison. Melissa struck Crystal back, creating a dual aggressor situation. Florida Statute Section 741.29 directs officers to identify the primary physical aggressor, rather than placing both parties under arrest. Under Florida Statute Section 741.28, domestic battery is the intentional striking of a family or household member. Crystal's own admission to striking Melissa first satisfied every element of that charge. Florida Statute Section 741.2901 mandates arrest once the primary physical aggressor is identified in a domestic violence call. Officers have no discretion to issue a warning. Arrest is legally required. The officer asked calmly about weapons and patted down Crystal's pockets with her verbal consent. This brief frisk was legally justified under Terry v. Ohio, 392 U.S. 1968. Given the knife reported on scene, officers separated Crystal, Jake, and Melissa before interviewing each party independently, a technique endorsed by Violence Against Women Act training standards to establish facts and prevent witness contamination.
Okay.
This is her daughter.
Okay. Let me talk to you first, okay? Let's go over here.
Okay.
What happened?
I was sitting there, we were making Super Bowl party stuff, you know, saying get everything ready. And she came out and came across and just hit Melissa in the back. And they had some words before that, but it wasn't. She's just talking about she's being selfish. So.
And that's her sister, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they got into the altercation, hit each other a few times. Melissa, I didn't really see her hit her. I seen Crystal hit her in the back, in the back of the head, and I kind of got out of the way because I didn't know what was going on. And then when I turned around, Melissa said, "Call the cops," because she had hit me.
So she hit her on the back of the head?
No, she hit Melissa. Yeah, Crystal hit Melissa. She's got a mark on her arm too.
And then that's when she told you to call us?
I kind of waited for a minute because I thought, man, it's their sisters, you know what I'm saying? I was in the middle of it.
Okay. Did she hit her back or?
Crystal said she did. I didn't see that. I didn't see anything like that.
Yeah, was she saying anything? Like, what was she so upset about?
She wanted to listen. She said, "Did you call the cops?" I said, "Yes, I did." She said, "She told me to." I said, "Yes, I did." She says, "I'm just gonna freaking." And she came out running out of the door at me, and I had to come outside. This has happened before. She's got violent with me too.
Okay. Melissa, you mind if we talk for a sec? Yeah. Okay, what happened with you and your sister?
When she got out of her area, she was all mad just because she said that we didn't get any food for her to eat. So when she came out, she was walking by and she hit me. And then when I turned around, she's hitting me again and again and again. She hit me twice on this side. When she walked by the first time, she hit me on this side, and then she hit me in the back of my head. So I didn't do anything to her.
So why do you think she hit you? What was going on?
She has it out for us because she thinks that we're not taking care of her and that we're not buying food for her. So she had been doing that all day. Then she went outside, and when she came back in, she threatened to hit me again. Then she went to my drawer, and she got a knife. And she said she was going to assault.
What all did you see? What happened?
She was hitting on my mom, and she came outside, and she said that if you call the cops, I'm taking you with me.
Okay, what do you mean she was beating on your mom?
Like, she was physically, like, punching her and slamming her against the sink and everything. And then she came back in, and she said, "Move!" And then she went to the drawer, grabbed the steak knife, and took it with her. And she said, "I'm going to call y'all," even her daughter.
15?
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail.
Miss Crystal, let's do this easy, okay?
No, I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to jail.
Crystal, your daughter can still hear you. You need to calm it down. Take a deep breath.
Get away from me.
Crystal, hey.
Get away from me.
It's okay.
Get away from me. No.
Crystal,
No.
Crystal, hey.
No.
Your daughter can hear you.
I don't
And
care.
she
I'm not
doesn't-
going to jail.
She doesn't deserve to hear that.
No.
She's crying her eyes out. Now let her come talk to you.
No.
But you gotta come to the car first.
No, I'm not going to jail.
It's not an option.
No, I'm not going to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't want to have to do it, okay?
I don't want to go to
But
jail.
you struck your sister first.
She hit me too, man.
But you hit her first.
God damn it. Ah. No.
Crystal,
I don't want to go to jail.
I know, but we're gonna have to
No,
deal
I'm
with
not going with you. No.
it. You're coming with us.
No.
But we can make it
Oh, my God.
simple.
A second charge was filed. Child abuse, without great bodily harm under Florida Statute Section 827.03. The violent altercation occurred in a shared space, where Crystal's young daughter was present throughout. Section 827.03 requires proof that Crystal willfully committed an act likely to cause physical, mental, or emotional injury to a child. Both charges are classified as third-degree felonies under Florida law. When informed of her arrest, Crystal physically resisted officers. Florida Statute Section 843.02 makes obstruction or resistance without violence a first-degree misdemeanor, creating independent additional criminal exposure. Officers used soft, empty hand control to place Crystal in the patrol vehicle. Under Graham v. Connor, 490 U.S. 386, 1,989, that level of force was objectively proportionate to the active resistance being presented. No officer made demeaning or provocative statements during or after the arrest. That restraint is critical. Abusive officer conduct can support civil rights, damages claims under 42 U.S.C. Section 1,983 inches Federal Court. Crystal was charged with domestic battery under Section 741.28 and child abuse under Section 827.03. The full case outcome, including any plea agreement or adjudication, was not confirmed through public records.
Crystal.
Get off me!
Don't.
Get off me!
Please don't.
Don't!
Let's do it easy.
Stay away from me!
Crystal.
What the f*** did they tell you? You know what? Get the f*** away from me!
Crystal.
No!
You need to calm down, okay?
No, I can't! You're taking me away from my home!
You'll be back here, but you
No, I will not!
this first.
You can make me stay there overnight. My daughter has a Valentine's. I haven't got anything done for her. Oh my God! Get away from me! Get away from me!
Crystal, I'll let you talk to your
Get away
daughter,
from
but
me! Get away from me! Get away from me!
you're gonna have to be calm.
No! Get away from me! Get away from me!
Crystal, you're coming with.
No! Why? Why? How long? How long?
No.
How long? No!
Crystal,
How
put
long?
the cigarette down. What do
How
you mean, how long? How long what?
How long do I have to be in there?
Overnight.
You out.
No!
Just listen to what you.
No! I'm not listening!
Okay. Take a deep breath and relax. Okay?
No! The f*** is wrong with you pieces of shit?
Just relax. Take a deep breath. Okay.
Oh my God, get the f*** away from me now! Please get away from me. Please get away from me. Just get your cars and leave.
It's not an option, okay?
Yes, it is.
We're gonna walk out to the car. We're gonna be adults.
No, we're not. Leave me alone.
We have to be adults about this.
Please leave me alone. Just go away. Go away.
I know.
All right, gal.
Leave me alone.
Hop up and walk out here to the car with me.
Leave me alone. God damn it, no.
Crystal, I'm giving you the option. If you want to talk to your daughter before you go, I'll let you, but you gotta come out there with us easy,
What
okay?
the man? No, why would you want to do all that?
You gotta accept it, okay?
No, I'm not.
You're coming either way.
No, I'm not. Get off me. Get off me. I want to get something to blow my nose. Can I do that?
Check it.
Get away from me.
Okay.
Get away from me.
You'll probably have to help her.
Yes.
I don't want to get too boxed up in here.
I don't either.
Get away from me. Please get away from me.
Just help her.
Please get away from me.
Crystal,
Stop it.
Crystal.
Stop.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
Crystal.
It's not okay. It's not okay. I want to get back. Oh, God, I'm so
You gotta turn the red.
Crystal.
There we go.
take it off.
Don't twist your wrist.
God damn it! You wait till I get back! You wait till I get back!
I'm just wipe me.
Get off me!
Crystal.
Get off me! God damn it! Get off me! Get off me! You wait till I get back, you
Your side?
Sir.
Your side.
Passenger.
get off me!
Crystal.
I can't breathe!
You can breathe.
Ah!
Take it easy. Take a deep breath.
Swing your leg in, gal. Keep turning it. There you go. A little bit more.
This is such bullshit. You're gonna let me talk to my daughter, you f***ing asshole. Don't say this because I didn't calm down. Who the f*** doesn't want to talk to their kid?
The responding officer earns a B+. The investigation was methodical, de-escalation was genuine and sustained, and force was proportionate. The one shortcoming was incomplete on-camera documentation of the knife. Crystal receives a D. She struck first, retrieved a weapon, issued verbal threats, and resisted a lawful arrest, generating independent criminal liability at every stage of this encounter through her own choices. Lesson 1. Never make spontaneous admissions to law enforcement. Crystal's unprompted statement that she struck Melissa first eliminated any ambiguity and directly triggered the mandatory arrest protocol under state law. Lesson 2. In a domestic conflict, physical removal from the scene before violence occurs is the safest choice. Calling law enforcement first preserves legal standing and personal safety for everyone involved.
Oh, lying bastard. Just told me I wasn't going to jail. Everybody lies to me. Everybody! Even the cops. What do I hate you bastards? Oh, Florida sucks!
The woman was charged with domestic battery and child abuse without great bodily harm.